What's going on, gamer? So I found a post that I know we got some people who are gonna laugh at this. But we're not laughing at Bungie, no, we're laughing at the Concord situation. We ready for this? So on PC Gamer, it says former Concord dev says it was gut-wrenching to see our project fail. Don't know how you didn't see it coming. We all did. At least I did. But urges players not to judge Marathon too soon. Well, you're not no Bungie. Bungie at least has a base that they built since Halo 1 all the way up to now. So no matter what, Marathon's going to be more successful than Concord. But long term, yeah, we're going to see what happens. I don't know about that. To call this game a failure before it's even out is wild to me. Man, look, I'm going to just tell y'all how it is. You know, let me put this down real quick. I'm going to tell y'all how it is. I would not want Concord devs speaking up for me, representing me. No, I'm not going to be too harsh. But at the end of the day, you don't really need to defend them. Not you. Let the success, defend that. Because if it's going to be successful, let's see how it turns out. You can come out and say all this, but if it ends up turning out almost kind of the same way, yeah, man, that's not going to look good on you, though you're not with Sony anymore. Let's see. Asmongold comes in here. He says, some games deserve to be aborted. Agreed. Concord is the reason why I'm pro-choice. Marathon looks okay, but the characters look over-designed and are not visually appealing. Yeah, seems like you're doing that political garbage again. It's like, why are we being weirdos, man? Just make a good damn video game. Get out of here. Here comes this guy, Fire Breather. Yeah, he's probably a mouth-breathing Bungie fanatic. Anybody calling a game a failure in pre-alpha is stupid. Marathon is backed by one of the best studios out there. Used to be. Just had to correct you there, bro. Okay. Has incredible art style, looks like solid gameplay, epic game world. Series these clowns need to STFU. Sometimes when you give people advice, they tell you to follow your own advice. So I recommend what you said recently. You kind of follow that. Remove the S out of the clown. We can put it this there. And I think y'all get the point, right? Yeah, bro, let's just calm down and take Sony's cancel rainbow balls out of your mouth. Concord dev, yep, this game is going to crash. Do you really think it was a bright idea to get a comment from one of the Concord devs? Bro, that's what I was just saying. Guys, I was literally just talking about that. I was like, wait, I don't want you to defend me. What are you doing here? You know what I mean? It's like, no, not you. You messed up so bad. You're one of the biggest mess ups in gaming history. That shit is tattooed on your soul. Not even, I didn't even say like body. No, that's tattooed on your soul. When you wake up every day, you think about that. It haunts Sony. Now, let's go over here and let's read into this. Former Concord dev says it was gut-wrenching to see our project fails, but urges players not to judge Marathon. All right. The long-awaited reveal of Marathon over the weekend has drawn comparisons to online service shooter, which Sony shut down last October. Yeah, Concord started trending after the reveal. I was laughing so hard, y'all. I had to make a video off of that. Gameplay of Bungie's extraction shooter Marathon was finally revealed over the weekend. And while there's plenty of excitement for it, a not negligible number of gamers have jumped into the conversation to make unflattering comparisons to Concord. Spurred by those reactions, a former Concord developer has taken to Reddit via VG247 to encourage everyone to give the game a chance. Bro, we have the alpha. Shut the hell up. We're going to find out in the beta. And maybe more importantly, to show some empathy for the people working on it. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to tell me that. I've never in my life attacked a developer or sent them any messages. I haven't. I'm not going to do it. I would never be the type to make an account to either. I already know what they have to deal with behind the scenes. So, yeah, we don't do that. Unless you lied to me and deceived me and I'm getting on your ass and I'm criticizing you. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, this is all bullcrap. Don't come to me with this PR nonsense. It's not happening. I've always seen through the system. I used to expose it way back then to where Hell, I was even alerting certain things. Because the thing about the system is that you can expose it and tell the truth. You're okay. But when you start waking up millions of people, then yeah, then they have a problem. The elites have a problem. All right. So yeah, it's how big your influence is. After reading the comments about Marathon being Concord 2.0 on Reddit, YouTube, and Twitch, I just wanted to share a little insight into what a 40-year-old man is feeling after dedicating a large portion of his life to making video games. Mr. Spug, former Firewalk Studios, you guys definitely got fired and you had to walk out, I know. Senior VFX artist Stephen Williams wrote in the Marathon subreddit. Let's see what this guy says. Oh, this just sounds like some willy washy bullshit to me. Concord failed to inspire players. Gee, I wonder why. What did you do that was inspiring? You just bundled a bunch of every other successful stuff with the ugliest art imaginable and the worst political invasion, coated it with Sony's arrogance, released it on the market, put a price tag on it, which you should have never done, and you were trying to chase a modern ghost trend that does not exist. You're trying to find an audience that is not there. When you realize 97% of the gaming industry is not that bullshit. So if I went into a Coliseum and I was entertaining a bunch of people and I was doing live performances and I wanted to reveal something, and I knew that 95% of the audience was formed a certain way over decades, and I tried to display something to them that was only targeting 5% outside of their interests, and then they all got mad and booed me and things ended up going well, how is that the audience's fault? It's the same thing I've always said, even when I covered this invasion and mafia invasions in the gaming industry and correctness. It's like, do you not, like, did you just go blind to the audience, or are you trying to mass enforce things onto an audience that's not interested in that? Same thing with Star Wars. What are you doing? Do you not know 95% of the audience, or 96, that built that culture, who it is around and everything, and then you want to try to pull this crap and you get mad when they reject it? Oh no, you shouldn't be surprised. Of course they're going to reject it. You people are morons to me. So it makes sense that this stuff that was doing all this is nothing but political cults, blood cults. Because you just don't care about destroying the gaming industry. You don't care that you're pissing off people. You just want to come in there and do that. And that's it. And then you want to try to come in here and play the victim after knowing what you were doing is wrong and that it's not going to work. And you know what this is. But you guys want, like I said, you want to play this little stupid victim game and try to mess with people's feelings and stir the pot and then all this nonsense. It's like, that's not working on me. Sorry, but I know who the puppet master is, and there's no strings on me to pull. Not gonna happen. Okay, so yeah, don't feel sorry for any of that bullshit. Get out of here. So going down, Concord, you'll recall, wasn't just a failure. It was a spectacular flameout. Yeah, your Firewalk Studios. It launched to virtually zero interest and was pulled offline less than 2 weeks later. The initial plan, at least as publicly presented, was to figure out what went wrong and try again. No, you don't try again. But in the end, Sony decided to put it down for good. You go, you did it a favor. Don't keep it up to just be tortured and suffered. Take its life. Well, take its, not life, because Concord is life. We don't know. Whatever it was, right? Yeah. An especially ugly outcome given that Sony has acquired Firewalk less than 2 years earlier to work on this game. And they said that it was going to be their Star Wars. You got Herman Ho saying it was his baby. This game is going to be so great. It's going to blow up, have millions of players. They really thought they were going to get an Overwatch 1 success with a $39.99 price tag. Yeah, I don't know. I still can't believe. I don't believe that they're really that dumb to believe that. I think they just wanted to say that because that was just the narrative they wanted to push. One of the drivers of the Concord comparisons is confirmation that Marathon will be a premium price game rather than free to play. Yeah, you're doing the same tactic, but now it's Bungie's time. But it's really the exception to the rule, and it's the $40 price tag was a big knock against Concord, even if it was free to play. I mean, nobody wanted to play that game. As I told you before, you could make a game free. But if I don't give a damn, I ain't touching it. right? That's why I say that these service models are good, but if I'm not interested in the game, I don't give a damn. I'm only interested in the game that I'm interested in. You know what I mean? You can sit there and make it free, like Marathon can go free to play. Guess what? I don't care because I don't care about the game. I don't want to. I don't want to play it. So making it free doesn't change anything for me. But for certain other people, it definitely might. But I'm just saying, there's a large portion of the gaming community that can afford games, no problem, and that if you tell them you're making a game free that they don't care about, they still don't care and they won't even touch it. That's how it is. Some people are clearly expecting the same from Marathon. It is not a massive backlash. It's not going to be like Concord. But there's a strain of persistent negativity out there, but it's definitely not going to be the old Bungie we used to know that blew up and took the world by storm multiple times and proved they can consistently do it. That's not happening. Yeah, no way. If it does, oh my God, I'm in for a shock. He acknowledged that talking about his work at Firework exposed him to being roasted for Concord, but said he hopes instead of going after him for it, readers see that people create these projects and work very hard to be the next big thing. I'm not doubting Bungie's talent. I just think that out of everything after jumping from Halo to Destiny, you showed your PvE talent. You could do raids. You did all that. Bungie's done a bunch of amazing things for the consoles in the past. I have to admit, like they really have. The old Bungie I've loved, but like I said, I've seen a lot of companies that I cared about in Western society get destroyed by bullshit and stupid decisions that are just like, why? Like, how could you be this intelligent and be able to have this sort of celestial coding? Because you don't just go to the Elvis milkshake, hokey pokey days, and all of a sudden you have these codes. Then you're just putting the sun on the screen and the moon on the screen and making these worlds. Like, where did it come from? You know what I mean? It's like, no. No, you guys know what you're doing. I don't see you as being dumb. You're master manipulators. You're masters at playing the victim. You try to put the curtain over people's eyes. It's not going to work over here. The sun is not going to fall for any of that. But yeah, I'm just not. I wasn't here for the pity party bullshit. It would be better if you came in like a man and been masculine and said, "This is what I think you should do to avoid our failures," and talk about something like that. But this right here, just making you look weak, and you're not helping them out either. Seeing the faces of the developers on the Bungie stream gave me hope and excitement for what is to come for Marathon. Williams wrote, "I commend them for taking a chance, trying something foreign to them. This isn't proven nor guaranteed to succeed. It takes a lot of courage." I'm glad you guys are aware of that at least. Of course. But modern approach does succeed. In response to one of the replies to his message, which happily have been almost exclusively positive, yeah, but it's blind positivity. It's not the positivity that you need for doing the right thing and growing in the right path. That's where you're making people blind. Williams said he didn't want to call attention to himself with the message because he doesn't have a horse in the race at all. But to call this game a failure before it's even out is wild to me. He wrote. In another, he expressed confidence that Bungie will get it right. "I am stoked to see the fully polished product," he wrote. "Bungie will cook. They always do." The problem is, though, is it's not the same Bungie, bro. You're talking about a Bungie that doesn't exist anymore. It's like me saying that Ubisoft used to cook and they always did. But what about the Ubisoft I see now? Hell no. Sony cooked somewhat back then, right? Even in the PS4 era. Is this the same Sony I'm looking at now? The only thing you see same is Nintendo. That's about it, because they still have all the same beings. That's how I explain to people. The strongest bond is unbroken. It's going to beat everything. You can complain about all that stuff, but it doesn't matter. That sense of unity that never left, that stayed together, is unbeatable. You can't buy that. That's something you have to form internally through the heart every single day and build that strong, unbeatable connection. It's like if you watch the Naruto anime, he lines up in game with all the people on his side. His whole life, he had that unbreakable unity. And that always defeats evil. That's the ultimate power of the universe. That's the sunlight. You ain't beating that. That's the ultimate. That animation. And when you look at the gaming industry, you see the same thing. People want to play the spiritually animated games. Fortnite, Minecraft, Nintendo games, League of Legends. You know what I mean? They're not looking for real life stuff. The only game that ever remedied the gaming industry that came close to that was GTA. Because they do it in a certain sense that's also fun. Call of Duty's even arcadey. If you look at the most popular franchises, even like, you know, Tetris and all those games are animated and cel shaded in a way, or cartoony. This is a video game, you know what I mean? And it's like you're trying to be creative here. You're not trying to get a mimic in real life. then you're not really being creative to me. I think this is where Western society has lost its way, because you got too into hyper-focused details, 300 million budgets, and you forgot about what a good video game is. Price differences aside, please look at Nintendo. Please look at what I just talked about and tell me why a lot of people still play these games daily and it has nothing to do with graphics, even like a Roblox game that blew up in a bit. You know what I mean? And then take a look at those successful games and then realize something. It's really about fun. It's really about having a good time. That beats and trumps everything. Not focusing on movie detail, Sony, and chasing modern trends and all this stupid stuff. Dude, make good video games again. Seriously. Let me know what y'all think about this. All right, y'all. Concord. Sony's curse is never going to end on this. I think this is going to haunt them for a long time. Peace out, y'all. Have a great day. Ponies, sit down.